Good morning. Good morning. Hi, cubies and newbies. How are you today? Anyone want to say hi? Peculiar. Okay. I am Sunshine. Welcome to the ABCube method for solving Rubik's cubes. I'm the creator. That makes me ABCube tutor username. This is Formula A and Formula B are all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's cube and every complexity Minx. I don't know what other cubes it works on. I am baffled by the square one, by shape changers. not make me feel smart. Okay, but for every Minx, for every cube, Formula A and Formula B is all you need to solve it. Formula A is 4 moves, and it's used to move a piece to the top and to twist the corner if you want to. And Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you need to do, ever. Formula A and Formula B. You'll notice I do not have a parity algorithm. That's because parities are a lie, and whenever there's a parity, it means that there's always 3 pieces to move. If there's 1 piece to move, there's 3 or more. If it looks like there's only 2 pieces to move, that is called a parity, but it's a lie because there's still 3 pieces to move. If you only see 2 pieces, if you only see 2 pieces to move, this one wants to be here, this one wants to be here, or this one wants to be here. If you only see 2 pieces, be it a edge piece, corner piece or an edge piece, the reason why you see that is because the center piece that touches, the slice that touches that parity is a quarter turn off. And so you make that slice 1/4 turn, solve again, and the parity has disappeared. Poof, all gone. The reason why it can show up on a larger cube and not the smaller cube is that for the 3x3, every cube has a correct spot and only one. The orange and white can only be correctly placed between the 2 orange and white corners. The absolute center is 1 piece solid together, kind of resembles a jack on the inside depending on who made it. But when you get to moving centers, this piece can be correctly visually placed here or here or here or here, doesn't matter. But so you can't see you cannot see whether or not the slice is correctly placed or a quarter turn off, because the pieces can be moved. However, if you have a parity, then it's not correct, and you do that quarter turn, and everything magically falls into place. Hi. Let's see. How are we today? Good morning, you guys. All right. It's Thursday. I've been doing a slow solve on the cubes. I did the corners on Monday. I did the opposite edges on Tuesday and finished the 3x3. I did the side edges, which gives me a cube. Gives me a cage around. And so when you do the corners first, then you know that dictates what color each face is going to be. We used to be able to round the center because that center never changed in relation to itself, but that went away with the 4x4, but we didn't because we're creatures of habit, so we still generally solve center out. Even though that increases your probability of a parity. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves. Formula A can be used for the entirety of the first face, if you want to, including the side edges. We could have done those with Formula A as well. But Formula A affects all 6 sides when you do it, and so once you've got your first face done, you don't want to use Formula A for any of your other faces. So I don't even teach Formula A except for the corners and the absolute center. But you can do Formula A. For example, here's a white piece. Where's my sticky? I have a little blue sticky that I stick on my cubes so that you guys can visually follow what my eyes are following. Don't need it. But, for example, here's a white piece. Okay, it's on the front and it wants to go to the top layer. So I line it up under where it wants to be. Okay, so it's going to land right there. That's fine. And then just like formula for the corners, this piece is going to come up here, so I move it away from the action, the space down, cube into the space, and then cube in the space back up again. Okay. Once switches these, twice twists it, and 6 goes back to however you started. Okay, so to apply formula A to this one is going to land here, so I move it away, I move the space down, I move the cube into the space, and the cube in the space back up again. And I can do that for any first layer that I come along with. Okay, so line it up under, move it away, out, down, in, up. And I can do that for the entire face, but the reason why I can't, it affects all the sides instead of just the pieces that I'm moving with. And the formula A and B that what I teach only moves the pieces that I want to move. So formula A is iffy for the layers. And I can out, down, in, up. But it only works, like I said, for the first layer because you are affecting the other sides with it. Which, as long as the other sides are not done, doesn't matter. But when they are done, it starts to matter a lot. Line it up, out, down, in, up. Set the top. All right. So, formula B is different. Formula B is one top row and 2 columns, and we demonstrated that if you use the outside columns, then it moves corners around. If you move an outside and an inside column, then it moves edges around. And if you move 2 inside columns, it moves the centers around. So here's a white that wants to go, actually wants to move twice. So let's find a yellow that wants to come down. I'm going to move it here, and then I'm going to move it back up. So I line it up so that something advantageous will come down. I go up, slide the top to it so that it's in a different column. Now because it's diagonal, if I go this way, it's still in the same column. So I move it up to a different column, second up, which puts it to the back. And then I reverse, and my columns, and this white piece went placed up there, and the yellow came down. You can't tell. So now I'm going to place this, I line it up so that it's advantageous. That's the top row. Up, slide to a different column, up, reverse, down, set the top, and everything from this point out will be formula B, because formula B only moves 3 pieces around. 2 of them are from the front, and 1 of them is from the top. So can I do? Yeah, you can do formula A on this one. Yeah, sure I can. Okay, line it up, out, down, in, up, and set the top. And that gets me down here. Okay. Up, slide up, reverse down, set the top, and follow it again. Up, slide up, reverse down, and so everything from here is just formula B, over and over and over again. Like I said, it works on every complexity Rubik's Cube because that's all. But if you have to get a parity, single quarter turn on the slice that touches the parity, and the parity dissolves. It also works on the minxes as well. I can demonstrate how those work. I can move the corners by using the top row and the outside columns. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. That's formula B. Okay, there you go. They're harder to line up. And then formula A twists them, so I could twist these so that the white goes back to the top, so I can see that they're not in the right place. Twisting is done bottom row, right column, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. That's 2. White's on top on this one like I wanted, so I'm going to slide it out of the way to protect it. I'm going to keep going. Formula A is done in groups of 6 in order to only twist the pieces that you want to twist and not mess up the rest of the cube. Okay, white's on top, slide it over here, out, down, in, up. That's 5, and that's 6. And you can set the top, and you can see that I moved only the pieces I wanted to move, and the rest of the cube is still safe. So to move these 3 pieces again, formula B, it moves these 3. Once is clockwise, twice is counterclockwise, 3 times gets back to start. So this piece will move here and then here, and this piece will move over there. So it moves 1, up, up, down, down, and they need to move again, up, up, down, down. Now they're in the right place, but they need to be twisted. Formula A does that. So out, down, in, up, that's 1. Out, down, in, up, that's 2. Out, down, in, up, that's 3. Out, down, in, up, that's 4. Okay, that's correct. Slide it out of the way. Continue with this one. And we're going to keep going until it gets to the top. That's 5. That's 6. Now 6, the rest of the cube is solved again. But I need to keep going because it's not on top. So it will be a multiple of 6. You don't need to know that, but the cube does. You can trust the mathematics of the cube. And when it's a multiple of 6, the rest of the cube is solved again. Set the top, and we're done. So I demonstrated formula A is used to twist the corners and to bring the corner up to the top. Formula B is moved to move 3 pieces around. And the difference being, it works on, the edge pieces work the same way, except when you're dealing with the tip of the star, when one of your 2 columns is the center row, you're going to have ancillary movement that you don't plan on. So it's going to move, if one of my columns is the middle one, it's going to move more than just the middle pieces. It's going to move the corner and edge, the floating pieces as well. But I can't move the edge pieces without moving the corners as well, but I can move the corners without moving the edge pieces. So order of operations is do the star parts first and then everything else. Because the star parts will give you random movement, and then once you've got the stars where they want to be, everything else can be moved with just 3 pieces and only 3 pieces. So I'm going to finish my cubes. Okay, so A only works on the first face, so everything else from this point on is formula B. And it really is just a matter of you pick a piece that is not where it's supposed to be. Hold it so that it's on your face. It wants to move to the top, so we'll hold it so that color is on the top. And then you're going to do formula A with 1 row and 2 columns, and the 2 columns are where it begins and whatever column it lands in after I do my rotate. So I'm just following this piece. So this piece is going to land right here. That I can bring down either the red or the yellow or the green or the blue. And I don't want to bring down the yellow because that's already that's advantageous where it is. I don't want to bring the red because that's going to mean two places of this instead of one. I'm going to displace it again. So I'm going to line it up so that, see, the blue has oranges and they both have oranges. So let's bring the green down. Okay, that'll be advantageous. So it's lined up. That's my first horizontal move. And then I go up, slide it into a separate column, second up, reverse down, and set the top, and that piece moved up here. And the green piece that came down, I can follow this one now. Okay, I want to bring an orange down, so let's line that up like that. Goes up, slide, second up, reverse down, and because I've done the corners and edges, the cages there, the edge pieces are there to remind me what which column I'm on and which direction I moved if I'm dealing with a large cube and get confused like that. So let's move this piece right here. Just pick a piece that you want to move, line it up, and then you go up. Okay, slide this up so it's in a different column. That becomes your second column, and which puts it to the back. So I moved. Big pieces are so hard to, big cubes are so hard to line up. So I'm going to put this to the back. Okay, so that's up. That's first up, second up, and then again, like I said, my blue is here to remind me which color I'm on. So I rotate it back so that it lines up and down. That's my first down. Ha ha ha. And then let's see, I got confused and I go back. I turn it the wrong way. Nope, that didn't line up my blue, so that's not the right direction. So this is the way it needed to turn, and I'm lined up, and I can come back down again and set the top. And that had the effect of moving one of these pieces, this piece up here, and this piece here, and this piece went over there. So you're always moving three pieces, but sometimes if two pieces are the same color, it looks like you're moving two pieces, but you're always moving three pieces around. So to move this piece, I line it up so that this piece is here in this layer. Okay, so that I can do it. So that's a possibility. That's not a possibility. That's not a possibility. That's not a possibility. So it has to be that one, and that's lined up. So I go up, slide it into a different column. It doesn't matter which direction I go as long as it lands into a different column. And then that is my second up, is that column. Okay, and then reverse, line up my whites, my edge pieces, down and down. So when you're dealing with large cubes, it's easy to get confused. So that's another reason why I work from the outside in. All right, so lather, rinse, repeat. We just do more of the same. Pick a piece that's incorrect. Here's a red. It needs to move twice. So I'm lining up this orange to bring this orange down. In fact, let's show you what I'm doing. This red's going to go up, stick. This is the stuff that you stick posters to the wall back in the 60s. All right, so up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down. 8 moves. Every other move is horizontal. Every other horizontal is the reverse of the one before. For every up there's a down, it's mathematical 0, which means it only moves the 3 pieces that I wanted to move, and so in moving this one up, this one came over. So here's a red. Let's follow this red. Okay, let's bring this green down, line it up, slide up, reverse, down, down. The red went up, the green went down. Okay. Here's another red. Okay. I don't want to bring the blues down or the red, so I'll bring this yellow down. The reason why I don't want to bring the blues down is if I do, I'm going to have to move them twice more to get them out of the green because it's opposite colors. And you know, you pick up on things like that as you get, as you as you cube more. So it's lined up, slide up, reverse, down, and that cube landed where it wanted to be, and this yellow came down. So let's follow this yellow. Okay, yellow's on top. I can bring the blue down or the red down. Let's bring the red down, line it up, slide up, reverse, down, and so it's top row and 2 columns. It's always be top row and 2 columns. Here's a red. That one's placed. If I place this red, I'm going to bring it blue down. So instead, let's work with this blue and get it out of the way first. So let's bring this blue up. Okay, I'm going to bring this red down, up, slide up, reverse, down, and set the top. Okay, here's another blue. I can bring the oranges down or the green down. I want to bring the green down. Okay, so it's lined up. Okay, up, slide up, reverse, down. And again, like I said, you just have to make sure it's in. You're dealing with 2 columns. If you accidentally work with only 1 column, let me show you what that would look like. So I go up, I slide the top, but instead of going this way to a different column, I accidentally go this way. So this is my second column, it's the same first one. I go up again, and then I go down, and that placed, I think, but and then I've offset my edges again. So in having offset my edges, I just have to place those again. So if my yellow's on top, okay, so the whites are all done, those are face down. I look for the piece on top that's not the yellow color, and I'm going to place this piece. Okay, its corners match the front, it's going in this direction. So I just place these pieces one at a time. Okay, and the yellow will eventually find its way back. Okay, when the yellow finds its way back to the top, then I have to look and assess how the sides are. This looks like a parity, and this looks like a parity, but those 2 parities cancel each other out. So I can just displace this piece into here and keep working, and both parities will disappear because the parity means that that row is a quarter turn off. So if it's 2 quarter turns off, it's an even number, and you don't get a parity, or you get 2 parities. So I'm going to displace from here to here, up, down. Okay, and work with this piece again. When Bob Ross says there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents, when you make a mistake, quote unquote, that just gives you a chance to practice more on the pieces that you're doing, because actually scrambling the cube, messing up, is actually the hardest part of solving the cube, is the scramble itself. Okay, so corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Slide up, slide down. Because as you're teaching a newbie, okay, here's a blue. Okay, the corners, my edges are done again. So now I go back to doing my centers. As you start to solve the cube, and you start seeing things fall into place, you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And I always like interrupt that and say, okay, scramble it and do it again. Now do it on this cube. Now do it on this cube, so that they don't get locked into, oh, this is correct. Let's move forward and don't mess up this anymore. And so when I say scramble it now, they're like, but I just did it. And so it becomes it's emotionally hard to scramble a cube as you're starting it, because I did it and I don't know if it'll happen again. And then as you become a master cuber, as you know that you can that you can put the cube down in whatever state you want it to be in. As you're scrambling the cube, you're like, it doesn't like scramble. I can still see patterns, you know. And so whether you're a newbie or a cubie, scrambling is the hardest part. Okay, so bring your green down, up, up, down, down, set the top. Okay, this has to go twice. So I can bring a red down, up, up, down, down, okay, and then this piece, up, up, down, down, set the top. Here's another piece, and you just find a piece that's wrong, throw it in its direction. We don't care about pairing things up, they'll pair themselves up. Okay, just find a piece that's wrong, throw it in the direction it wants to go, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you're done. Continue with this one. Whites are done. Here's a green piece. Here's two green pieces. I can pretend it's one piece if I want to. I don't want to bring this red down. I do want to bring the blues and oranges down. So let's line this up so that it lands where those two are. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, and set the top. Okay. I'll deal with the two pieces while I can, for as long as I can. Here's two blues. Okay. Let's line it up for these oranges. Up, up, down, down. Okay, here's two reds. I can treat them as one piece. So I would either bring the blue and the green down. That's not advantageous. I can bring the blue and the orange down. That is. So up, up, down, down, set the top. Okay, here's some double yellows. And it doesn't matter, you can go from the corners in, you can go all in one face, but it doesn't matter which order you do, because you're just going to deal with all of it. Okay, so double yellows, I can bring down a blue and an orange. That's not advantageous, so I'm not going to treat these as double anymore. I'm just going to move this piece up and down with this red. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, set the top. Pick a piece that's incorrect. This yellow wants to go up here, but I don't want to bring the orange down, so I'll place this orange out of the way first. Okay, so orange, I can bring down the green or the red. The red is more advantageous. Up, slide, second up, reverse, down. And it's just more over and over and over again. Here's a red. I'm doing the corners now. I can bring down a blue or a yellow. I'll bring down the yellow. So up, slide, second up, reverse, down. Here's a blue. The diagonals, you do have to pay attention to which direction you're moving it to make sure it's in a separate column. The obliques, you don't have to. Either whichever way you want is fine. Let's line up the screen. Up, down. Okay, that's done. Here's an orange. I'll follow that. No, I don't, because that's going to bring a green down. I don't want to. So follow the green instead. That's going to bring a red down. Let's go to the red. That's going to bring a blue down. Okay, so we're going to have to deal with it with an opposite, and that's okay. So up, down. It's not preferred, but it's not a bad deal. So here's a green. I can bring this red down, up, down, to the top. Okay, these blues are going to go twice, so let's find a piece that wants to go up. So here's a green. Okay, it's going to go up. I have to displace both of these, so I'm just going to treat these as one piece, since I have to displace it anyway. Okay, so now I've got some blues. Okay, Let's do the center piece here. It lines up with red. Up, up, down, down, slide to top. All right. Here's a, okay. Gotta bring this down. Up, up, down, down, and then set this one. Okay. Up, up, down, down. Diagonals you have to pay attention to. Okay, do one more diagonal. Up, up, down, down. Set the top. Okay, and now this one, here's a blue. Okay, I can bring down the yellow or the orange. I'm going to bring down the orange. So I go up, and then I have to rotate it into a separate column, and this way and this way both do it, so it kind of depends on which one of these pieces up front I want to move. So it doesn't matter which way I go, as long as I don't get confused with my reverses. So second up, and then that's why I said my columns, my edges are there to remind me which space I'm on. Okay, and one more, got a yellow. Line it up, up, slide, up, reverse, down, and ta-da! Okay. All right. Today's Thursday. I think I was going to, yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me. And bring me your friends and your questions next time if you want to. And I'm more than happy. I like to chat more than I like to monologue, and I like to teach more than I like to demonstrate. So they're kind of just meditative. The cubes are basically meditative for me because it's the same. It's so repetitive, and it's the same thing over and over again that when I just want to get out of my mind and just clear my mind, I'll pick up a cube, usually the 7x, because anything smaller than that does not enough moves, and anything bigger than that gets boring. So I'll pick up a 7x and I'll scramble it, and then I'll just as the pieces fall into place, my mind falls into place, and so it's kind of therapeutic for me. But if I want a distraction, if I want to engage my mind, then I take the minxes instead. Because the minxes, they're not as straightforward, so you don't just pick a piece and throw it in its direction, because there's how many, 12 faces instead of 6 faces. You have to kind of bounce it from this side to this side to this side, kind of like a knight moving on a chessboard, as opposed to the queen just going where it wants to go. So if I just want to blank out my mind, I do the cubes. If I want to engage my mind, I do the minxes. And I'm always looking for other cubes to try. So, my cameras. Alright, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.